Well, I want to talk about one of the chapters in the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. My newer book just been out for a couple of months and teaches you how to give your genes, your DNA and RNA and telomeres everything they need to maximize your genetic potential for longevity and health and strength and fending off disease. But also, I want to talk about this chapter. And this one chapter I want to talk about covers sort of my early life and how I got into medical research. And part of it goes back to 1966 and 67 when I was on the White Rhino Conservation Project. And to make a long story short, while there in South Africa in the Umfolozi and Shlishlui game reserves in the Republic of South Africa at the time, caught 200 white rhino with tranquilizer guns, shipped them to the United States, caught about another 100, and sent them into various other countries in Africa trying to save the species. They were down to about 400 individual rhino within the parks, maybe another couple of hundred outside the parks. And the latest census, 2013, there's 20,400 in the wild and 777 in zoos in the United States and Europe. And so it's just really a very prideful thing, if you will, that I was involved in saving a species. I was only 24 at the time, and 26 maybe by the time it was all over, and very, very excited about it. Well, in 1978, wrote a little book called Rhino Express. We self-published it, had I think it was 1,000 copies printed, and sold them all very quickly. It was kind of a true life children's adventure book, and sold them out and got busy doing other things and didn't really have time to reprint it. But in the chapter on myself in the book Epigenetics, I cover a lot of that experience in Africa with the rhinos and saving a species. That's part of my early life, my early scientific life. And so now we're making it into an audio book. It's being republished as an audio book and also the hardbound copy. It'll be both hardbound and audio book. Again, the title is Rhino Express. You may want to look for that maybe in a couple of months. We're very, very excited about it. And I just want to share that information. They just let me know that things are moving ahead, and we're going to put another sort of chapter at the end, not a chapter maybe, but a little note about the current status of the white rhino, so everybody knows that that work wasn't wasted, that it was, in fact, an effort that did bear fruit and reach its goal of saving the species. Again, the book is Rhino Express. You may be able to find some on, every once in a while you can find one on Amazon.com used books, Rhino Express. And we're going to republish it, and we're going to put it on audio book also. So very, very exciting. Of course, there's pretty much, I'd say, 80% of the information that was in the book Rhino Express, in the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Very excited about all this. And I can't thank everybody enough who've been involved with much of this putting together, including Ms. Shar. Shar has just been very great, and she's one of the drivers to get the book Rhino Express to be put into a audiobook. So we're thankful to Ms. Shar for that. And also in epigenetics, of course, again, it teaches people how to maximize their genetic potential for longevity and for health and for fending off disease. And this goes to the point of why aren't there white rhino in North America? Well, there isn't all the nutrition necessary to support them. There were woolly rhinos way back when in the day, thousands and thousands, maybe even millions of years ago, depending on who's dating what. And we have fossils of them today because they all died out, probably from an Arctic vortex. Got to be below zero for 3 months in a row and killed off everything. And so this is an exciting thing to reawaken that piece of history and get an update to see if the efforts were fruitful, and they in fact were. So epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. And so you'll see another side of Dr. Wallach. It's actually quite emotional to get this new figure. As of 2013, there were 20,400 in the wild, which means there had to be about 400 born per year in the last 50 years. On a rare occasion, there's multiple births, but usually there's just one. And it takes them about 2 years to be old enough to bear their own offspring. So as you can see, as time went on, it was easier and easier to have 400 be born each year because you have more and more from 50 years ago reaching maturity where they could have their own, and so it makes sense. And in captivity in the zoos in the United States and Europe combined, there's 777 as of 2008, so I'm sure there's more now. And they do reproduce quite easily in captivity in zoos. They're very interesting creatures, and they're big. The big males will weigh over 6,000 pounds. The big females will weigh 4,000 pounds. They're bigger than Clydesdale horses, and or the black rhinos are quite small. Black rhinos would be maybe 1,000 pounds. About 1/4 the size of a white rhino. Although I did catch probably a couple of dozen black rhinos. They weren't the priority at the time, and so we didn't get much into saving the black rhino, which we may have to jump in there and help them now. At any rate, thanks for your ear on this one. Epigenetics: The Death of Genetic Disease Transmission. Rhino Express being republished in hard copy and also in audio book. So watch for it. Thank you, Ms. Shar. And we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, we got Billy sitting again in for us for Doug. Billy, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, no surprise in the news today. An Associated Press GFK poll released today, in fact, released just about 2 hours ago, shows that we don't have much confidence in our healthcare system or the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Although the president spoke to the media about the government's Ebola response earlier in the week in the White House, that was yesterday, there is a poll out today by the Associated Press and GFK that says most disapprove of the handling of the Ebola outbreak, according to the brand new poll. Just 1 in 5 approve of the CDC's work on Ebola, and only 3 in 10 say they trust the public health system in general. 18% have deep confidence that local hospitals could safely treat a patient with Ebola. That's 18% have deep confidence. That means 72% don't have much confidence. And it goes on and on and on. What should be done, some new steps, all these things. But it seems to me that they've had this problem to begin with. There is a real disconnect between the public and the healthcare providers we have in this country. We're making this big deal about Ebola, and we've only had a number of cases, that originated in this country. And we've handled them so far. There's been one fatality, but so far everybody's made it alive. And yet the healthcare system before all this was the demise of a whole lot of people. And you've been pointing this out for years, and I thought I'd point it out again. It's the healthcare system kills a lot of people, and Ebola's not involved.
Exactly. Well, Billy, you hit the nail right on the head. And of course, that was the actual reason for the original audio cassette tape, then became a CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie. The CD to date has sold over 250 million. They're still going out the door at 50,000 a week. And people like the message. They understand the message. And, of course, that's the basis for this radio program, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And that's the only time they won't is when they're dead, is they don't lie. Now, each year, according to the Center for Disease Control, federal agency, the Journal of the American Medical Association, the most prestigious medical journal in America, maybe the world, and the Institute of Medicine, their combined data, February 5th, 2007, in full-page article in USA Today said, medical doctors kill, injure, and infect 15 million of their customers in the workplace every year. Each year in America, medical doctors kill, injure, and infect 15 million patients in their hospitals and group clinics and private offices, and nobody raises an eyebrow. Just infections alone are 2 million infections, according to the Center for Disease Control, in hospitals alone. Doesn't talk about group clinics and private offices, but hospitals alone, doctors create 2 million infections because they don't wash their hands after they go potty or don't wash their hands in between patients, and they kill 90,000 of those. Each year, 90,000 die. Now, Billy, if a foreign entity like North Korea or Iran were to send over biological weapons on intercontinental ballistic missiles, infect 2 million people in our large population centers, kill 90,000, we would immediately declare war on them. Our medical system does this each year right here in America, and nobody does anything. So I think they have done a good job in bamboozling the American public. I just can't understand why the American public is not more horrified by the medical system than they are. And so thank you for bringing this one up and bringing more light, shedding more light on them. And we need to get everybody to contact their U.S. and state senators and congressmen and make sure they get drug tested and alcohol tested before they're allowed in the buildings. Thank you, Billy, and we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way after these messages. Okay, Billy, let's start out in Hawaii. And Anna, you're on the air.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Wallach. I just wanted to ask a question because I hear you're meeting with Penny Hinn, the Pastor Penny Hinn, one of your conference with him, and you mentioned about dialysis. It's easy to take care. My husband is on dialysis. We've been order all your products from you, and it was like about almost a year now. I've been order and taking all these minerals from you. And you mentioned something like about a secret oil, a special oil to help for dialysis.
Mm-hmm. The secret sauce is.
I need it.
Okay, how much? Okay, sure. How much does your husband weigh?
My husband weighed now it's 200, less than 200.
Okay, somewhere around 200 pounds. Now, does he also have diabetes or just kidney failure?
It's just kidney failure. It's not diabetes.
Okay. Does he have high blood pressure?
Yes, a little high.
Okay, it's kind of like being a little pregnant. Yes, he's high blood pressure.
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. I'd have him take 2. Well, first of all, he's got to stop the ongoing damage. When you have kidney failure, there's rarely anything wrong with the kidneys. 99% of the time when you have kidney failure and they put you on dialysis and put you on the kidney transplant list, it really is because the little afferent arteries that carry the dirty blood into the filtering units of the kidney are plugged. And so the reason why the kidney is not working is not because of kidney disease, but because the dirty blood just isn't getting in there. And so we fixed a system that will support and promote blood flow through obstructed arteries in the kidney and the brain and the heart and so on. And so basically I would give him 2 each month, 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month. I'll go over this in a second, which would amount to 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 3 of our Ultimate Selenium at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 3 of the EFAs at breakfast and dinner. All this will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month. And then I also want him to have 2 bottles of the Ultimate Daily Tablets. That would allow him to have 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner, the Ultimate Daily Tablets. And they're designed to support and promote healthy blood pressure, and they're designed to support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And we have many, many people who've been on dialysis for years and years and years and years get a very, very beneficial result. And their blood pressure, again, is supported into the normal range, and they're able to either significantly reduce the number of dialysis treatments they need each week, or they're able to totally get off of dialysis. And so, and some for many, many years on dialysis. And so that's where I would go. And the secret sauce is the Ultimate Daily Tablets in this case, Ultimate Daily Tablets. And of course, it's imperative that he stop the ongoing damage. No fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no oils, including olive oil and coconut oil, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. So we stop all the inflammation. Call me every 2 weeks. I want to know his blood pressure, his weight, and his creatinine levels. We'll be back after these messages.
All right, Doc, let's head to sunny San Mateo, California, and Amir. Amir, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Amir, you're on the air.
Yeah. Hello, Dr. Wallach. How you doing?
Okay, sir. How can I help you?
Okay, this is regarding my nephew. He keeps, jerking his head and shoulders, and making moves with his eyes and making sounds. So we didn't know his parents. We're trying to figure out what's his problem. Is it Tourette's or something else?
Okay, well, wait a minute. How old is your nephew?
He's 16 years old.
16 years old?
Yes.
And is he physically able and can talk? Is he in school?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, he's okay. He's a smart boy, everything, but he was premature. He was, born less than 9 months. So he's premature, and he had some problems with his asthma lungs when he was a child. and he developed, all those movements, jerking his head, his shoulders, his back, and
so he has unusual movements in his head, neck, and shoulders.
Yeah, he keeps jerking his back. And
okay,
shoulders.
can he speak? Okay, can he speak?
Oh yeah, he speaks good. He's smart.
Okay. How much does he weigh?
He's 116.
115. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Shar, this sounds like a Shar thing. What would you do for this young fella?
Get him on a gluten-free diet.
Yeah, since he had asthma, definitely needs a gluten-free diet.
Yep. And then I guess I'd give him... How much does he weigh? 200?
115 pounds, 115.
Oh, 115. Then he only needs one. I give him a heart and brain pack.
Okay, very, very good. I'll turn it around, make it the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. Okay, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack.
Yep.
And give him one of those. I'd give him an extra bottle of selenium so he can have 3 twice a day of the selenium. That would also give him a tablespoon, which is a half ounce, of the osteo at breakfast and dinner. 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and 3 of the EFAs at dinner. All that would be accomplished by the 1 Healthy Brain and Heart Pack per month and the extra bottle of selenium. What else would you give him for brain function and liver function?
Okay, that comes with selenium. So for more brain function?
How about de-stress?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Okay, you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. De-stress capsules, I'd have him take 3 of those twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month of de-stress, and that's for the metabolism of the brain. And the selenium is going to be good for his muscles and his heart and brain. And then the de-stress also good for the brain and the heart and the liver. And as Shar says, he's got to be on a drop-dead gluten-free diet, absolutely no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. For breakfast, I'd like to see him have, scrambled eggs with butter. I'd like to see him have baked sweet potatoes with butter and cinnamon, vegetables, no fruit, no juices, none of that kind of stuff, no fried foods and processed meats, no oils, no gluten, none of the bad foods. Have him get a hold of the CD called Serial Killers so he can understand all the hidden places you're going to find it. And call us every couple of weeks, Amir. Let us know how this kid's doing, because it can turn around for the positive very quickly. We'll be back after these messages.
All right, Doc, let's stay in California and talk to Robin. Robin, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Robin. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. First of all, I just want to thank you for all you do for humans and animals.
Well, you're very kind. Thank you. How can I help you?
I know someone who asked me to call because she knows someone who was just diagnosed with ovarian carcinosarcoma.
Okay.
What would you recommend she takes?
Okay, well, ovarian carcinoma, is a very serious life-threatening cancer. Okay? And how old is this woman?
I don't know. I don't even know how much she weighs.
Okay. Well, let's just say for all life-threatening cancers, you got to change everything you're doing, because these are self-inflicted, unfortunately. They're not genetic in any way, shape, or form. When you have cancer of any kind, for instance, breast cancer, we can show women how to reduce the risk of breast cancer by 462% just by how they cook their food. If they cook their meat, whether it's a hamburger or roast beef or a steak, that sort of thing, or pork chops, if they cook them medium rare instead of well done, you reduce your risk of breast cancer by 462%. If you cook your meat very well done, where the fat is burnt, you increase your risk of breast cancer by 462%. Ovarian cancer, I don't have the statistics on them, but again, it's a self-inflicted thing by what you eat. Got to stay away from fried foods, processed meats, oils. Got to stay away from gluten. Got to stay away from meats cooked well done, which includes fried chicken, things like that, fried fish. All that stuff's got to go. And then, of course, they need the 90 essential nutrients to support their immune system. And I like the basic, let's see here. What would you do, Shar, for the basic program for somebody economically before they have cancer? I mean, you've been taking the products for 25 years. What do you take?
Well, the selenium is the anti-cancer. Selenium and Fucoid Z and Ocean's Gold, they all have things in them to prevent cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, reduce your risk of cancer.
And get rid of it in the early stages.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, well, indirectly by supporting the immune system. We have a lot of great studies at Clemson University and Manitoba University in cell cultures as well as laboratory animals showing these products do support the immune system and reduce the risk of death in cell culture and in whole animals from cancer. Colon cancer by 95%, breast cancer by 32%, And let's see, stomach and pancreatic cancer, liver cancer by, I think it's 65%. And so a lot of good stuff here. But it's imperative to eat correctly and take the 90 essential nutrients and do it faithfully, obsessively. Now, I know, Shar, you've been doing it twice a day for 25 years. I've been doing it twice a day for 68 years. And we're both in pretty good shape for age. And in April of this year, how old did you turn?
71.
71. And most people think you're in your 40s when they look at you because you've been doing this for a long time. Very health conscious. And everybody can do this. To maximize your genetic potential for longevity and for health, fending off disease, even cancer, you've got to be obsessive about this. And I can attest to the fact that Miss Shar has been very obsessive about supplementing for the 25 years I've known her. Okay, I hope that helps you out there, Robin. Okay, Billy, we got time to start another one here?
Yes, sir, we do. Let's head to Tennessee and talk to Daniel. Daniel, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, thank you very much. God bless all of you and the whole crew there for being there. We appreciate what you do down here in Tennessee.
Well,
Dr. Wallach, I have thank you. I have a pertinent question, I believe. I've had cancer, specifically bladder cancer now, 6 times. My urologist, about almost 3 months ago now, I've been resting up, after he took the last out surgically, he said, so it doesn't come back on you a 7th time. We want to introduce weakened TB germs. It's a new technique about 1.5 years old or so. And he says, we want to inject these things into your bladder every week for 6, maybe 8 weeks. TB germs are known to gobble up the cancer cells, which I can't see with my scope. And he said, that's the best we can offer you. Otherwise, we'll have to send you over to university and other things. But I am a little cautious about weakened TB germs like the smallpox vaccination or measles, mumps, rubella, weakened germs. But I'm a little skeptic about the TB injection into the bladder via a catheter. So I figured you're the expert. We have trust in you. We have your station on the air 3 times a day, and we love it. And I figured I'd call the man, and that's you.
Okay. Well, you're very gracious. Thank you for your kind trust. But we'll have to look that one up. I'm with you. I don't like to be part of any experiment, first of all. And then secondly, TB germs don't gobble up any cells. That's not what they do. They produce toxins which kill things. They don't eat other cells or anything like that, so that doesn't sound right. And I can see where you inject tuberculosis, like a weakened vaccine, and your body responds to that. And along the way, your immune system say, oh, well, while I'm here fighting this tuberculosis, there's also a cancer cell, so they jump on the cancer cell too. And that's how those things work. That's more likely how it would work as an indirect call for your own defenses. Yeah, indirect call for your own defenses to go deal with the tuberculosis when while they're there, they jump on the cancer cells also. So that's kind of like, I would believe that more than I would the TB cells gobbling up cancer cells. But at any rate, I'll look that up for you, and we'll say something about that the next day here. And so you want to listen for that. And if you leave Billy your phone number, we'll specifically get that to you. But I'm on your side. And, of course, if it keeps coming back 6 times, that means you have to change everything. Really look through your lifestyle and make sure you're staying away from all oils. No olive oil, no absolutely no coconut oils, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils, absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats, no nitrates, nitrites, no glutens. Even the dog, the cat, bird, fish, spouse, mother-in-law, anybody in the household, everybody's got to be gluten-free because of the cross-contamination on the couch, watching TV, food preparation services, the laundry, the bed with your spouse. All that stuff's got to be dealt with, and it's best you just get all that out of your life. And then, of course, you need the 90 essential nutrients appropriate for your body weight. How much do you weigh, Daniel?
I vacillate between 280 and 300.
Okay, so Shar, how many healthy brain and heart packs should Daniel have at 300 pounds?
Three of them, for sure.
Yep, 3. Exactly. That's 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. And so I'd go with 3 healthy brain and heart packs per month. That'd be 3 selenium at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'd be 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 2 scoops of Beyond Tangerine 2.0 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 for the EFA Plus is a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 of the EFAs, a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All that would be taken care of with 3 of the healthy brain and heart packs per month. And then I would also throw in the Immortalium. I'd have you take 4 of those 3 times a day. That'll be 3 bottles a month of the Immortalium. And the goal here is to stimulate stem cells to make normal bladder cells, okay? And if you have stem cells going on there, which you probably do just because your own defenses, it's going to encourage them to do a better, more efficient job. So that'd be 3 of the Immortalium 3 times a day, and that'd be 3 bottles a month. And this Immortalium is the chemical makeup of this product, the nutritional makeup of this product is based on the 2009 Nobel Prize-winning chemistry that deals with telomeres and how to extend the life of your telomeres, which extends your life. So thank you, Daniel. We'll look this up on tuberculosis for cancer, alternative cancer therapy, and we'll look that up and make that pass on to everybody. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And, Billy, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Pennsylvania. And Paula, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hey, Paula, you're on the air.
Yeah, I like that.
Probably never heard that before.
Oh, yeah, I have. I'm old enough.
How can we help you?
Well, I have a son that was born with Down syndrome, and he is now 46 years old. And I read your book about treating Down syndrome. Do you have any testimonies, or is he too old to start to see a change?
Never too old. Yeah, you're never too old to start. Okay. Now, obviously, the great story is Evel Knievel's niece-in-law, Laura Knievel, when she was 2.5 months pregnant, told me she had a Down syndrome baby diagnosed by both amniocentesis and ultrasound, 2 different labs. And everybody wanted to get an abortion. She chose not to do that. And to make a long story short, because we don't have a lot of time here, we put her on the 90 essential nutrients, gave her some extra zinc, and 9 months full-term pregnancy, the baby's born perfectly normal. Done it several times since then with other women in the early stages of pregnancy. Also, been very successful in children born with Down syndrome in increasing their IQ significantly so they can be functional in society without their parents, which is important. As we go on to our greater reward, we don't want our children in an institution if that's not necessary. We want them to have a normal life, and I've been the best man at weddings of these couples. One, the most dramatic in Texas, where both the lady, the bride, and the groom were Down syndrome kids, and we got their IQs up enough where they could run cash registers and take orders in fast food restaurants. I think she worked at Chick-fil-A, and he worked at the one of the rehab factories in the Salvation Army, and they had their own apartment, their own bank accounts, and just have a wonderful life as a married couple. It's out of Texas, okay? And so this is what you can expect from your son. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take and what degree of benefit he's going to get, so it'll be very interesting to see, because I've never worked with anybody who's, and you say he's how old?
46.
46? Well, you've done a good job. You've done a good job keeping him going. And so can he work a computer?
Yes, he types up menus. He's in a workshop, and they type out menus, grocery lists, and stuff like that.
Fabulous.
I mean, he can stay by himself. You know what I mean? I mean, somebody would have to watch
care for himself.
And
he can clean his own apartment and make his own bed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's come a long, long way. You know.
Yeah, well, you're to be congratulated. And how much do you think he weighs?
About 144, maybe.
That's close enough. That's close enough.
Like that.
Now, was he born with a heart defect, which is quite common with Down syndrome? Okay.
No.
Good.
He's had nothing.
Okay, good, other than Down syndrome. Okay, good. And so what I would do, at 145 pounds, I'd go ahead and dose him for a 200-pound person. A little heavy, but that's fine. I'd give him the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. That would be 3 of the selenium twice a day, 1 ounce of the Osteo twice a day, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, 3 of the EFAs twice a day. I'd also give him the de-stress capsules, 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. And I would also throw in the immortalium, 3 of those tablets twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month. The purpose here is to support maintenance, repair of everything, including the brain, and to maximize what we can get here. Okay, the fact that he does so much now is a good omen. And if you would keep in touch with me every couple of months and give me some kind of, hey, everything's the same, gosh, he's able to do 2% more in this area, just let me know what's going on. I appreciate that. And we'll go from there. And I appreciate you letting us help you, Paula, but that's where I would start. Of course, it's imperative he stays away from all the bad foods, fried foods, processed meats, oils, and gluten. Okay, Billy, how much time we got here? Well, that answers that. Okay, folks, don't forget my new book out, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Learn how to give your genes, your DNA, RNA, and telomeres what they need to extend your life and health. And thank you so much, Shar. Thank you so much, Billy and Richard. Superlative job to all 3 of you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.